Hi guys, Karis K. Wilson here. So I want to jump on really quick and talk about my top 5 habits that you should let go of before 2022. I also wanted to share a pro tip with you about a habit that you should keep. Stay tuned to the end to hear what that pro tip is. Now, number 1, overthinking. It is so easy to overthink things, especially in today's time with the hustle culture and the side hustle culture. So I want to encourage you guys to really take a deep breath, do meditation if you have to, but try to avoid overthinking everything. So habit number 2 is not scheduling social media usage. So you want to try to cut out all or most of, not necessarily all, but try to avoid most of non-scheduled social media usage. And this doesn't have to be an entire length of the year thing. It can just be a time where, you try it for a few months just to see what feels good to you and what also helps you maintain productivity and stay as focused as possible on the things and the goals that matter most during each day. Habit number 3 is negative self-talk. Now, this is kind of potentially a reason that you might want to avoid non-scheduled social media usage. With overthinking, with non-scheduled social media usage, negative self-talk can creep in at any moment, and it happens with all of us. But a good way to try to control some of that is to really think positive thoughts, think gratitude, remind yourself of, the blessings and the goals that you have, and how you're going to accomplish those things. So that is number 3. So habit number 4 is getting less than 6 hours of sleep. Now, everyone knows that for a large chunk of the population, they tell us that it's important to get between 7 and 9 hours of sleep, right? But I think that if you can start somewhere, you can get to that point. So I find that sometimes, especially busy college students or professionals, can find themselves getting 4 to 5 hours of sleep quite often. And so if you start trying to up that to 6, then maybe, just maybe, you'll make it to that 7th, 8th, or 9th hour. And 5th is voluntary isolation. So what do I mean by this? So the pandemic has inadvertently caused us to have to isolate. And so we built up a lot of habits around choosing just to be by ourselves. So, and we don't necessarily have to live that way per se. So it just depends on kind of where you are with regard to masking and health. Of course, you do want to make sure you take care of your health, but businesses and such are open. So some things that you could go to with a mask or vaccinated, you should try to opt in and go to if you can, and try to avoid just kind of voluntary isolation for most of your time or of the month or something. So, and then pro tip is about New Year's resolutions. So people have always said New Year's resolutions don't work. I believe quite the contrary. New Year's resolutions do work. You just have to know how to do them. So click on the video above and I'll tell you how New Year's resolutions work, and potentially we'll discuss why they don't work for some people and why they work for others. It's all about technique and having the know-how. See you in the next video. Bye guys.